Hello and welcome to the News Hour at 10 p.m. I'm Tanvi Shukla. Along with me is Anand Narasimhan. And ladies and gentlemen, on the 10th of December 2008, Hafiz Saeed and his organization were proscribed by the United Nations in the aftermath of Mumbai 2611. More than 8 years later, Pakistan is finally waking up to the terrorists. A wanted man who is responsible for Pakistan being perceived as an unwanted entity internationally.
But this crackdown seems half-hearted. India is watching. Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh, while speaking to our chief editor Rahul Shivshankar, calling it a sham, an elaborate bluff being enacted to fool the world. We agree with Mr. Rajnath Singh. However, if the Defence Minister of Pakistan really believes that Hafiz Saeed is now a threat to the society there, hand him over to us. We know exactly what to do with him.
The News Hour debate begins in 2 minutes.
क्या भारत चाहेगा कि पाकिस्तान हाफिज सईद को हमारे हवाले कर दे?
मुंबई कांड का मास्टरमाइंड यदि कोई है तो हाफिज सईद है। यहाँ भी उसका ट्रायल हो सकता है। पाकिस्तान तैयार होता है तो इससे बेहतर स्थिति क्या होगी?
As Pakistan's terror charade unfolds, India has called Pak Saeed bluff. Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh taking a position and calling the crackdown a sham.
इस समय का जो डिटेंशन है हाफिज सईद का, पाकिस्तान गवर्नमेंट ने जो किया है वो तो सचमुच आईवाश है। ऐसा नहीं है कि पहली बार उसे इस तरीके से डिटेन किया गया हो अथवा नजरबंद किया गया हो। इसके पहले भी इस प्रकार की कार्रवाई पाकिस्तान हाफिज सईद के खिलाफ कर चुका है।
In fact, Rajnath Singh put Nawaz Sharif government on a terror test, daring Pakistan to hand over Saeed to India.
इससे बेहतर क्या होगा? क्योंकि मुंबई कांड का मास्टरमाइंड यदि कोई है तो हाफिज सईद है। तो और जब यहाँ भी उसका ट्रायल हो सकता है तो यदि पाकिस्तान तैयार होता है तो इससे बेहतर स्थिति क्या होगी? वैसे तो दाऊद इब्राहिम के लिए भी हम लोगों ने कहा है उन्हें भारत के हवाले किया जाना चाहिए, लेकिन अभी तक कुछ नहीं हुआ है।
Time and again, Pakistan has betrayed India's trust by not honouring its promises on terror. The latest is the smoke screen around Saeed's house arrest. Such is the crackdown that the 2611 butcher continues to rant against India from his fortified safe house. So with India now asking Sharif to walk the talk on terror, the question is, will Pakistan hand over Hafiz Saeed? Bureau Report, Times Now.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
So joining us on this debate on the News Hour, Major General G.D. Bakshi, Defence Analyst, Colonel Arya Singh, Defence Analyst, Major Gaurav Arya, beg your pardon, Defence Analyst, Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, again a Defence Analyst joining us from Islamabad, and Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao, Defence Analyst joining us from Karachi. So we've made it all about defence, we've made it all about terror, terrorism and cracking down on it. It's a political comment, but let's call the bluff, Major General G.D. Bakshi. They're not serious about Hafiz Saeed.
You know, Anand, they have a well choreographed song and dance routine. Any time that the international pressure mounts, they go through the charade, the sham of putting Hafiz Saeed under house arrest, and then if the pressure mounts, they like Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi, they would put him behind the Kot Lakhpat jail and give him 5-star treatment, allow him to father a child in jail. And the moment the pressure abates, the Pakistani courts will not find a shred of evidence against these mass murderers and set them scot-free. We've been through that before. We've seen that. We've been up that street many times, 5 times to be very precise. Now, how long will they keep on hoodwinking the rest of the world? You know, Pakistan is a member of the United Nations.
Sir,
and resolution number 1267 of the Security Council requires Pakistan to act. They have declared, the UN Security Council has declared
8 years after he was 8 years after he was proscribed, Major General G.D. Bakshi, they finally decided, and their defence minister perhaps has woken up to some cognition, Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, when Khwaja Asif says that Hafiz Saeed can pose a serious threat to the society. He's been arrested in the larger interest of the country.
I did not say that. Anand, I never said that.
No, I said Khwaja Asif said that.
Anand, I never
your
said
defense
that.
minister
You will never
did.
say it. I'm saying
And
your
I'm not
defense minister said it.
Defense minister, and I would make my own opinion.
Correct.
General GD Bakshi,
I
though
never
he
said
missed
that,
one
Colonel
line
Saab.
of,
I said Khwaja Asif is seeing Hafiz Saeed as a threat to society. Chalo, somewhere
Okay, you can
8 years
see
down
that
the
he can
line,
voice his
we
opinion
seem to
and
come on the same page.
fortunately or
Why don't you just
unfortunately,
send him
the
across
defense
to
minister,
us?
whatever he says,
We know what to do about such threats to
why
society.
should he? Do you have that relationship with us? Do you have that standing with us that we hand over people to you? Or do we have any relationship in which we exchange people like that?
No, you
We
don't
have
want
that
terrorists
relation.
on your
How
soil.
do you
Do
expect
you want?
that?
Do you want terrorists
No,
and
what do you
terror
think?
financing on your
We are
soil?
member of
hands
the
down to
United
you.
Nations.
No, it's not like that.
No, Colonel, you are a member of the United Nations, and under UN Security Council
Then-
Resolution number 1267, you are enjoined to act against Hafiz Saeed
General
and his
Saab,
life.
you have.
You
General
have an
Saab, there are a lot of
obligation. It's not
resolution
a
of
matter
United
how
Nations, lot of
friendly we
members.
are.
What do you think? Palestine is not member of United Nations.
Lieutenant
What do you
Colonel
think?
Shafqat Saeed,
India is not
Lieutenant
member
Colonel
of
Shafqat Saeed,
United
I'm
Nations.
just
So,
curious.
How did you fulfill your pledge to the UN resolution that you quote me?
Lieutenant Colonel
The UN
Shafqat
resolution
Saeed,
for
I'm just
implementation.
curious. I'm
कमाल
just
करते हैं
curious
आप
the way you
अपने
jumped
गिरबान में झांक के
The way you jumped at it when Anand said that Khwaja Asif has made that comment. Shafqat Saeed, do you not agree? Colonel Shafqat Saeed, do you not
Okay,
agree?
you can make a comment.
Do you not
I
agree
tell
that
you,
Hafiz
this
Saeed is a
just
threat to
with the
you?
way the American
Is a
pressure,
threat on
that's all.
Pakistani soil? Please listen to my question.
Hafiz Saeed does not have any valid charge against him. And
No,
whatever
do you
mounting
agree
favors
with
that
your
was
own
defended
defense
by your
minister
own
or not,
people.
sir? My
Your
question
own
to you
people,
is,
CBI
your
officers,
defense
they proved
minister
that Indian
has
government was
said
involved in the
that
Bombay
Hafiz
and
Saeed
Parliament
is a threat right now. Your government has moved to put him
Well,
under
he might
house
be
arrest.
threat in his
His
opinion,
gun
but
licenses
what
have
is a
been
Pakistani and
cancelled.
I feel there is no
His,
threat to
his
Pakistan
business
from within.
transactions, his
All the
funding
threat
and
and
money
everything that
transactions
is
are
against
under
Pakistan
scrutiny.
is from India.
1 minute, can you please just listen to my question? Let's not immediately we can make it a yelling match. Just let me finish my question. I want to understand from you, Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed. Do you agree
ma'am.
with the
I expect
Pakistani
that
government
you
and the
listen back to me.
establishment? They seem to send the message to the world that they now agree that Hafiz Saeed is a terror threat or is a threat to the security, which is why these steps have been taken, or that's the message that is being given to the world. Do you agree? Do you believe so too? Just want to understand where you are coming from.
No.
You don't.
Have you not understood what General GD Bakshi told you? He so very categorically told you that this Pakistan is doing to wither away the United States pressure, international pressure.
And you agree.
As
And
far
you
as his
agree.
involvement in the terrorist acts in India.
So
is
you
concerned,
agree,
he does
you
not have any
agree, you
involvement with
agree to
them.
the fact, Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed and maybe Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao can also come into that. You agree to the fact that there has been an adverse report that's been given by the Asia Pacific Group on the kind of terror funding and money laundering that's taking place, and Pakistan's failure to crack down on that, to crack down on these terror groups who are involved in this money laundering, Hafiz Saeed being
are you
at the
connecting
forefront
together
of
to
that.
concoct a
And it is
new,
because of
lie?
this, then do you agree, Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao, that it is because of this adverse report that has been
Look,
given to the world that Pakistan is now putting up this sham? Is that what it is?
No, wait. Your
Yes.
question, don't repeat your question. You see, whatever Khwaja Asif has said, it is not in context of pleasing India. There are 10,000 people here who are threat to our society, but they are not wanted by India, or they have no such, complaints against them. So don't try to put that
Sir, there is one
statement
person in
your
Hafiz
favor
Saeed.
only.
Why don't you
What
hand him
co-
over to
what-
us and reduce
Yes.
one threat to your society? That's what we are saying.
No, there are so many other threats who don't mean anything to
You
India.
can deal with them. We'll deal with Hafiz Saeed. That's
So-
what we are saying, sir.
No. Well, you are not a superpower. Please keep your attitude of
At least
equal
we bring
sovereignty.
criminals just to do justice faster than what is happening in Pakistan, and we don't
He
hesitate
may
in
not be a
acknowledging
criminal
who
in
are
our
terrorists.
court because there
Now,
is
what
not
is
enough
happening, Air
evidence.
Vice Marshal Abid Rao,
It is you have been
is
saying
that the Financial
as
Action
far as
Task
the UN
Force
resolution is concerned,
has
you are a
not
bigger
only-
defaulter. You are an older defaulter. Pakistan is still honoring a lot of its commitments against terrorism.
What commitment has
We
it
have
made to
killed so many
a terrorist and a terror financer like Hafiz Saeed?
Please
What commitment
specify
has
the
it?
commitment
We are
under
not funding anybody.
UN security.
You are
But
not.
we don't look at
Hafiz
him
Saeed
from your eyes.
Hafiz Saeed Jamaat
You
Dawa is.
keep your eyes separately.
Hafiz Saeed Jamaat
If you
Dawa
want
is.
to
Sir,
take
Sir, Air Vice Marshal, this one man, along with a certain Osama bin Laden and a Masood Azhar and a Salahuddin have helped,
bully Pakistan.
and a Haqqani have not only created a picture of a terror haven. Today, Hafiz Saeed has also painted Pakistan as a terror financer. A country, an entity which allows people who finance terror activities across the world.
We are dealing with that. If you want to join that, you better come with proper evidence.
Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao, why don't you educate the Indian audience? Why is it that under Schedule 4 of the Anti-Terrorism Act that Hafiz Saeed finds himself locked down today, sir?
If you give me time and do not interrupt me, I will give you. You see, this is not the time for allegations. If you want to take custody of Hafiz Saeed, let your Prime Minister talk to my Prime Minister and let's talk of
Janab, मेरा सवाल क्या था? आप जवाब क्या दे रहे हैं? I asked you a straightforward question.
Whether they are in Afghanistan.
I asked you a straightforward question, and I'm going to bring in our other guests, Major Gaurav Arya and Colonel Arya Singh. Major Arya, Hafiz Saeed, their defense minister, has called him a threat to society, albeit not for 26/11, but because of the Financial Action Task Force, which is globally called his organization a terror financer. Now they want to get rid of Hafiz Saeed because he has now become a millstone. Globally, this invites sanctions. This discourages investment into Pakistan. This paints Pakistan not just as a terror haven, but also as a terror financer. Look what this one man has brought upon them.
I have two very quick points to make. Number one, I don't know why Pakistan has arrested Hafiz Saeed, what new evidence they have found, because they have not arrested him so far and they have this entire piece of putting him under house arrest, taking him out. I don't know what has happened this time. Suddenly, Khaja Asif gets up one morning and says that this person could be a threat to Pakistan. So let's put him in, you put him under house arrest. That is number one. Number two, Air Vice Marshal Saab was asking about proof, give us proof and we'll take action, which is very fine, sir. I agree with you that without proof, how can you act on people? I agree with that, sir. My only point is that when the unfortunate suicide bombing took place in Lal Shahbaz Qalandar Sufi Shrine, within 24 hours, the Pakistan army killed 100 militants. Sir, was overnight, there were overnight these 100 militants presented in court, evidence presented, and then the court passed a death sentence. How did you kill within 24 hours, 48 hours? How did you suddenly kill 100 militants, sir? Did you follow a process of law, or did you just knock off people? Because I have read it in Dawn, I have read it in the news. It was all over Pakistan media. So why is there a different set of rule for Pakistan and different set of rules for India?
Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao, maybe you first and then Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed. Why do you have different standards when it comes to fighting terrorism?
All countries have different standards. If you talk to America,
no,
they have different standards.
Pakistan is redefining it like that. India doesn't. Terrorism is terrorism for us. The point is, you are even failing to explain to us.
You don't admit what your army is doing in Kashmir.
Why for 8 years Hafiz Saeed was not a threat to you, suddenly become a threat to you.
State-sponsored terrorism.
How
many people have you killed since 89? How many people have you blinded now?
You are not even able to explain to us that.
I would just like to come in here for
rate Bhagat Singh as your hero. Ask a Britisher what does he think of Bhagat Singh. So for every individual,
okay, Gaurav Arya,
the holiness, nobility, or being a criminal is a different standard.
Air Vice Marshal Saab, I think we should leave Shahid Bhagat Singh out of this. My question to you, sir, again, most respectfully, is that we have not been able to provide, according to you, proof for Hafiz Saeed, and we agree, sir, we may not have satisfied the Pakistan courts. Agreed, sir. My point is that after the carnage which took place in Lal Shahbaz Qalandar at Sehwan and Sindh, sir, in which more than 80 people died, what happened that Pakistan in 24 hours found evidence against 100 militants? How did that happen? That is my simple question, sir. We'll leave Shahid Bhagat Singh out of this, sir.
I answered another question, that all countries have a different standard for naming a criminal or a holy person or a hero. So the question is, yes, it may look like that to you, but Pakistan army had the information of these hideouts, and the only thing was that the action had been delayed. Sir, but the 7 incident provided a trigger.
Sir, Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, you're saying that Hafiz Saeed could be a hero for Pakistan. That's fine, sir. I don't grudge you your heroes. All I'm trying to say
I'm
is
not saying that.
Pakistan...
I'm not saying that. No, no,
okay,
no.
Sir. Okay, sir.
I'm not saying that.
All right, you're not saying that.
I mean,
okay, you're not saying that, sir. Understood. Allow me 1 second, sir. Allow me 1 second, please. Sir, my only submission to you here is that I'm sure Pakistan believes in the court of law, in the process of law, sir. After the carnage at Lal Shahbaz Qalandar, in which more than 80 innocent Pakistanis were butchered by terrorists, Pakistan army responded by killing 100 militants in 24 hours. My question to you, sir, is was the due process of law followed? Yes or no, sir? That's all. Forget about Hafiz Saeed, sir. Was the due process of law followed?
I mean, terrorists are... They may not be subjected, you know, to that kind of law or procession, because most of these people, the information was already there. Therefore, those places were raided. Then they were found with all the evidence of explosives.
So 166 people, Major Gaurav Arya, kudos.
Yes.
Thank you. You have exposed the double standards, and that the Pakistan concept of good terrorism, bad terrorism still exists, and everything else is an eyewash. If they can kill 100 militants for what happened at Lal Shahbaz Qalandar, 80 people died there, 166 people died in Mumbai 26/11, that doesn't matter to these people. Because those are not human lives.
No, it matters.
So if it matters, then Hafiz Saeed should have been gunned down that very night, sir. He and his cronies and the Jamaat-ud-Dawa should have been gunned down that very night by the Pak army. They were not gunned down, sir. So you are caught out. You are caught out. Major Arya today has caught you, sir. He has caught you. He has caught you. He has caught you. You thought you are answering the question, but you are caught in the question itself. Your answer exposes you, and Colonel Singh. That's the reality, sir. These people know exactly what Hafiz Saeed is up to, but because they have a pogrom and they have an agenda, and Indian lives don't matter to them. How many people die on this side of the soil don't matter to them. Innocents dying does not matter to them, as long as they are dying in India. That's what's been exposed today. Otherwise, Hafiz Saeed should have been gunned down that very night, because they knew exactly who was orchestrating those attacks and who's doing what.
Look, more than a military expert, what you call, I am a strategic analyst, of which military is a very small part, and I have no intention of scoring, debating points over the Pakistani case. But nevertheless, I may say that the whole nation has seen that when the first announcement was made about, Hafiz Saeed's house arrest, it was done by ISPR, that is the Inter-Services Public Relations Department. Now, none of these gentlemen will be able to tell me as to what business has the ISPR to make such an announcement. It should have been done by the government of the dispensation. The second part is that as a student of geopolitics, I can tell you that the Pakistanis are playing a geopolitical watch game after this leadership transition. There is absolutely no doubt about it. 2 of their member of parliaments have been refused visas. There is some sort of a scare which has gone down, because I was reading an article by Munir Akram, who was their representative at the UN. And he has, while he advising that what Pakistan should do to deal with India and Afghanistan, categorically Munir Akram says that, we should do everything to avoid sanctions from US.
Yeah.
And he says that we are already losing out on,
no, the reasons for these sanctions, Colonel Singh.
We have lost out.
Colonel Singh, the reasons for these sanctions is the FATF.
Just a minute.
Sir, the reason for the sanction is not Mumbai 26/11, is not India. Sir, the reasons for these sanctions is the FATF, the Financial Action Task Force.
Is that,
sir, this is this international consortium against terror financing that is currently convening in Paris, sir. And it is their pressure, because they have found Jamaat-ud-Dawa and Hafiz Saeed's organizations involved in laundering money for terrorist activities across the globe. So they are actually, Jamaat-ud-Dawa and Hafiz Saeed are involved in terror financing across the globe. And that invites huge amount of sanctions, especially in terms of investment, in terms of funding, in terms of what would be given economical help to the country. And that's why Pakistan has got the heebie-jeebies.
The third point I wish to make is that look, this statement from from the defense minister. I mean, he doesn't matter at all in any scheme of things in Pakistan. Do you know that the defense minister of Pakistan cannot have an opinion also on the defense budget of Pakistan? So what he says is totally inconsequential. It is for consumption of maybe Americans or maybe some people who don't know Pakistan too well. And let me tell you this. He rightly pointed out this attack on Lal Qalandar, the Sufi shrine. Now there is a huge segment still in Pakistan, which follows this mystic Sufi tradition of Islam, and particularly in the Sindh region. Probably this statement has been made by the defense minister to cater to the inner political sensitivity.
No, I mean primarily Arya saying the fact is that the defense minister was in Munich. He was at an international platform, and that's how we see what Pakistan government seems to be doing at this point, and they wanted to send that message out to the world. Look, we are taking some action. I want to go back to our Pakistani guests and just start with this disclaimer. This is not about allegations that we are making here tonight or even India is making here tonight, sir. Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, things that we are quoting to you are all either said by your ministers, your own leaders, your governments, or right now, as I'm going to read out, your own Pakistani rules and regulations and what the law really says. Now, Hafiz Saeed has been put under house arrest. We now are given to understand that 44 of his gun licenses have also been cancelled. I mean, I don't know how that's going to help. It's not like Hafiz Saeed himself personally was roaming out on roads shooting people. But okay, whatever Pakistani government thinks is going to please their Western friends is a different thing. Now, according to the Schedule 4 of the Anti-Terrorism Act of Pakistan, this is ATA, the Pakistan law, under Schedule 4 is what they have used to put Hafiz Saeed under house arrest. Now, what this really does is only restrict his movements to any place or specified area. They ask him to report himself at specific times and places and in any mode that has been deemed fit by the authorities. That has what is being done. If they genuinely believe, if you or your government or your defense minister or whoever it is who decide to do this, genuinely believes Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed that he is a threat right now, then there are stricter rules that you have. Definition of terrorism in the Act under Section 6. The use or threat is designed to coerce or intimidate or overawe a foreign government to create a sense of fear or insecurity in the society. Is that not applicable to what happened in 2611? Instead of using a lame, extremely lame rule like Section 4 and put him under house arrest, why didn't you put the right law in place and implement that for Hafiz Saeed, where he can be prosecuted for and punished to death? Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed.
Ma'am, I think you need to ask this question to a Pakistani officer or representative of Interior Ministry or Punjab Government Interior Home Office representative. Ask me something which pertains to a defense analyst.
What is your view? Do you think it's just a sham what your government is doing then? What is your view? What is your view? My only point was this, and I think you understand it. You're just skirting around the issue now. Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, you know what we are getting at.
Please.
Do you think this is a sham move by your own government?
Solve the mystery of Hemant Karkare's murder. Solve the mystery of Ishant.
Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed. Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed.
Reality of Parliament attack and
Saeed Saab.
When you wanted
Colonel Saab, the issue tonight is what Pakistan is doing with Hafiz Saeed. Sir, we are not saying what India wants to do with Hafiz Saeed. We are saying your defense minister in Munich on an international platform says Hafiz Saeed is a threat to society. We are saying we are your friendly neighbors in this case. Hand him over to us. We'll take care of him. He'll no longer be a threat to your society.
Neighbor, not at all.
No, in this case, I said very clearly in this case. Puri baat suniye. I said in this case, in this matter, we want Hafiz Saeed more than you do, sir. So please hand him over to us. The second point. The second
you are
point.
hegemonic in your design.
The
you hurt us already
the
in
second
past,
point.
and you say you
The
are
second
friendly.
point.
What face you have
Let's
to
talk
say
about
that?
Hafiz Saeed.
Please mind your
Lieutenant
language.
Colonel
And as far as Hafiz Saeed is concerned, please listen to General
Let's
GD
talk about.
Bakshi.
Let's
General
talk about
GD Bakshi has
Hafiz
been very
Saeed.
precise
Hafiz
player.
Saeed.
Absolutely.
You
on
know the
full
Anti-Terrorism
eye
Act in your
that he
country.
says that what
Do you or do you
Pakistan
not
has
know the
put-
Anti-Terrorism Act in your country, sir?
Hafiz Saeed is not a culprit.
Do you not?
It is
Do
your
you
own
or do you
doing
not
in
know the
Parliament
ATA of your
against
country,
Parliament.
sir?
You are responsible for it.
Sir, do you or do you not know the ATA of your country? Here's what your ATA says. Here's what your Anti-Terrorism Act says. Major General GD Bakshi, their Anti-Terrorism Act, Colonel Singh coming to you, sir. Their Anti-Terrorism Act,
Whatever
clause
we do,
under
we
section
do
6,
just
clause
stand
7.
the pressure,
Please hear me out.
pressure.
Let me give you a refresher because you seem to have forgotten. Your lawmakers seem to have forgotten. That's why our Home Minister calls this entire effort a sham. Major General GD Bakshi. Now, in this act, Anti-Terrorism Act, Section 6, Clause 7. A terrorist means A. An individual who has committed an offence of terrorism under this act or is or has been concerned in the commission, preparation, that is facilitation, funding or instigation of acts of terrorism. Funding, sir, funding. And even if they don't want to consider India's pleas, they are reacting to the Financial Action Task Force, which is a consortium of nations which are countering terror financing. It's a global consortium. Even then, they should have put Hafiz Saeed, they should have slapped Section 6, Clause 7 of the Anti-Terrorism Act on him. And had they slapped Section 6, sir, he is punishable by death. They have not done it. So it's a joke what they're doing.
Anand, let me add to what you have said. You know, the Pakistanis have a provision for military courts to try terrorists. Those who attacked the Peshawar school were tried by the military court and hanged inside 1 year. Here is this case that has been pending for 8 years and they are not prepared to take action. The Pakistani courts have not even taken and record the kilograms of evidence and files that we gave. They are refusing to match the voice samples. Not even an FIR has been filed against Hafiz Saeed when the whole world, the whole goddamn world saw these 10 people, these 10 Pakistanis shooting women and children on the railway station of Mumbai. I mean, and still they have doubts.
It was
I mean, who was Ajmal Amir Khan? Colonel Saab, वो पाकिस्तानी नहीं था, तो कौन था?
your pimp.
वो आपके channels ने बोला कि ये पाकिस्तानी है.
He was your puppet.
Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, you must decide. Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, you must decide. Because Major General GD Bakshi, every time I ask him whether or not he agrees with his defense minister, every time I ask him whether he thinks Hafiz Saeed is a threat to Pakistan or not, he keeps telling me to refer to what you are saying. Now that you are making this comment which is inconvenient for him, he's turned around and he's giving another conspiracy theory. But I want to bring in Major Gaurav Arya at this point.
Officials are responsible for this. They did it to edit laws which would have otherwise not made
you know nobody is buying these stories anymore. Even if Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, some of your other friendly friends and countries from the West were ignoring you and were pretending to buy these stories of yours, nobody is doing that anymore. So please stop. Even your own government is not standing by these conspiracy theories and bizarre theories that you keep coming up with.
No conspiracy theory.
The world sees Pakistan for what it is doing today, Major Gaurav Arya, and the pressure is increasing. I don't think if you go and sell these kind of I don't think if you go and sell these kind of funny stories, Donald Trump is going to be listening to you. Because at the end of the day, Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao, you will have to deliver on terrorism when the world demands you to act against it. And that is what you will have to do. That is what the defense minister is looking at.
Kashmir is in broad daylight. Kashmir cannot be
hidden.
It would come to the world attention.
Absolutely, sir. We'll resolve the Kashmir issue in the next 5 minutes, sir. Please hold on. With your permission, sir. I'd like to state 2 points.
It will take time.
I don't expect, sir. I do not expect you to say that Hafiz Saeed or Pakistan was directly or indirectly responsible for the Mumbai carnage. I do not expect you to say that, sir. Because for a nation that claims to have achieved independence on 14th of August 1947. Your class 5th and class 6th textbooks in Punjab still teach that Pakistan was created by Muhammad bin Qasim in 712 AD. A nation that is confused about its own independence and creation, forget about Hafiz Saeed, he's too small a person,
Gaurav,
sir. That is number one, sir.
No,
sir, hold on, sir, hold on. Sir, hold on.
Forget about
sir,
it. Don't
hold
go
on,
back
sir.
that
Hold
much.
on, hold
I
on, sir.
can be
We'll
very
worry.
nasty
Sir,
in
we'll.
that. You know, I will give you
Sir,
an example that will hurt
Kashmir,
you.
Palestine, we'll get to it, sir.
मैंने आप गलत बात
Colonel
कर
Saab,
रहे
with your
हैं.
permission.
I can hurt you
Colonel
more in
Saab,
this.
please.
Please don't go
Colonel
there.
Saab, Colonel
Let's
Saab,
talk of this
when you
now.
spoke, I did not interfere,
You
sir.
tell
I
me
did not interrupt,
who
Colonel
killed Anand
Saab.
Karkare?
Now, please give me 1 minute, sir. I did not interfere, sir. Now, I do not know what evidence you have found. Sir, just 1 minute. Sir, Colonel Saab.
We knew our
Colonel Saab.
objective, why we made
Lieutenant Colonel Saeed.
Colonel Saab.
Sir, he is a fellow military man. Sun lijiye, sir. I am not intervening.
Sir, can
hear
I
him out.
have the
It's
courtesy
between the
of
two of
attention,
you.
please, sir?
Let us hear both sides. Yes, Major Gaurav
Yes.
Arya.
Now, sir, regarding this Hafiz Saeed business which is happening and India giving tons of evidence to Pakistan and following up for so many years now, sir, Pakistan has done nothing. I remember one police officer of Pakistan making a comment that whatever India has given is literature. Sir, after the unfortunate carnage of APS Peshawar happened, within 4 days you had F-16s in the air bombing military hideouts in North Waziristan, sir. Which process of law did you follow, sir? Which chapter of the Constitution of Pakistan were you following when you did that, sir? And you say that Dawn TV, I'm naming the channel, Dawn TV took a camera to the house of Ajmal Kasab, sir. I have seen this thing and it is still available on YouTube.
Not
Dawn
Dawn.
TV,
Not
your
Dawn.
number one channel.
Geo took it, not down. No.
Okay,
You
sir.
know
Thank
the
you very
channel
much.
also.
Thank you very much, sir. That is exactly my point. Thank you, Colonel Saab.
Colonel Saab, you know the channel and we know what happened the very next day.
I know it, channel. Yes.
Yeah, you know it very well that they tried to mask the
You
truth.
don't talk of those rebuttals. You don't talk once the report was proved wrong.
Colonel Saab,
24
Colonel
channels are
Saab,
working in
how
Pakistan.
conveniently
Only
the
one
report was
channel
proved wrong because the
reported
narrative
this.
was
You
not
all
the
need
one
know
that
is
Pakistan
music
wanted
here.
to
And the fact was exposed by 23
that Pakistan wanted to push.
And you're blind
Colonel
to
Singh,
that. You are deaf to that.
Colonel Singh,
You see and you don't
Colonel Singh,
see. And
Colonel
you hear
Singh,
and you don't hear it then.
Colonel Singh,
This
see,
is the irony of
what is happening is this is a typical cotton bold issue.
You only hear music.
Cotton
Don't
bold,
hear
hit wicket, as many as cricket references that I can make and something that would hurt my Pakistani friends and our panelists there. You know,
Anand, this is very strange.
no.
आप लोग जो है जो झूठ
कर्नल साहब क्या कह रहे हैं कर्नल साहब जो आदमी डंके की चोट पे खड़े होकर बोलता है कि हमने भेजे थे 4 लोग वहां पर मारने के लिए लोगों को हिंदुस्तान भेजे थे ताकि वो लोगों का कत्ल कर सके उस आदमी को आप फ्री मैन बता रहे हैं उस आदमी पर आपने अभी तक कोई कार्रवाई नहीं की है हाउ कैन यू डू दैट सर प्लीज रियलाइज नो मैटर व्हाट यू थिंक what you have thought what misconceptions you have about Kashmir no matter what misconceptions you have about dealing with India, please understand one thing. Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, sir, with due respect, I am saying, this one man, along with his cohorts, along with his group of terrorists and his group of, imbeciles, what he has done is, he has branded Pakistan as a terror haven. He has also today given Pakistan the label of a terror funder. Now, if you are a terror funder, sir, you face FATF sanctions. Ever since 2008, Mumbai has happened. You are under the risk of making it to the negative list. You are just barely on the white list. The moment you make it to the negative list, you know what will happen, sir. You know what will happen, and that is why all this charade is happening about Hafiz Saeed. You have no intent of doing him away or bringing him to justice.
To do it for you.
You have no intent of bringing him to justice. That's the reality, sir. And that's the sad part, sir, because majority of Pakistan, I still want to believe that the Pakistan civil population does not endorse the actions of Hafiz Saeed. Colonel Singh,
nothing to do with
will you agree? Do you want somebody who is backing and funding terror, who is laundering money for terror operations across the world to be a Pakistani? Are you happy as a Pakistani that another Pakistani has now become the reason why Pakistan is perceived as a terror funder, sir? Are you happy about it?
Pakistan is never a terror funder.
Sir, this man has made you a terror haven. This man has made you a terror funder. Now, do you still want to have any truck or business with him? Do you still want to give him? Do you still want to give him refuge and shelter? Colonel Arya Singh.
Yes. And if that
I am just amazed. I'm just amazed. Why you want to defend somebody like him? You should be one of the first people to say, bring this man to justice like you did those 100 militants who are responsible for Lal Shahbaz Karandar. Or just destroy their havens just like you did after Peshawar. Yes, Colonel Singh. They want to do. If they want to do it, they can, but they won't. And that's why it's a sham, sir, Colonel Singh.
Under Secretary of Home Ministry.
Colonel Singh.
Yeah, what must be understood is that Hafiz Saeed is
yes, Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao, coming to you next. Please hold on.
Jihad. Now I'll tell you. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Go on, Arya Singh.
Hafiz Saeed is just one part of the global jihad emanating from Pakistan. Now remember, there is a Binari seminary near Karachi known as Jamia Ulema Islamia. Do you know it is the feeder institution for all the jihadi groups in the AFPAC region? Now, for example, Mullah Omar is a product of that seminary. Maulana Masood Azhar is a product of that seminary. The Al-Qaeda chief for South Asia, Asif Umar, is a product of that seminary. So there are many others. Now, let me tell you, once US invasion of Afghanistan took place, many of the Al-Qaeda leaders, they lapsed into Lashkar-e-Toiba, and just few days back, this one Saifullah Akhtar, who is considered to be the progenitor of jihad in the AFPAC region, and the founder of Huji, that is the Harkut Jihad Islami. He is the man whose cadres finally lapsed into Maulana Masood Azhar's outfit, all at the behest of the ISI. So the military intelligence establishment of Pakistan is not only a military intelligence establishment in the sense that people in the subcontinent understand it. It is very much a global jihadi group. In the same tenor as Lashkar-e-Toiba or Jaish-e-Mohammed, for God's sake, people must understand this simple fact.
Absolutely.
But otherwise you will endlessly go on debating, Hafiz Saeed, house arrest.
Let's be realistic here, Arya Singh. We can't really expect our Pakistani panelists to agree to that.
What has happened is
yes, Arya Singh. As real and as close you are to about what the reality is, we can't really expect our panelists from Pakistan to agree to that. But I have a question for Abid Rao. He wanted to make a point, and you can do that, but simultaneously also please do answer this fact. Now this is not a report that India has come up with. This is an international group, and it talks about the kind of money laundering that has happened. And the real reason for Pakistan taking action against Saeed, we are given to understand, because this has been widely covered across the world, is due to global pressure, due to an adverse report, Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao, that was given by Asia Pacific Group on money laundering.
Okay.
And it said, and that is why, because there is pressure, because under the laws, you are expected to act under the United Nations Security Council norms. Pakistan has to act once this kind of report has been submitted. That is why the government has decided to put JUD and FIF, which is the arm that raises money and does all the fundraising for Hafiz Saeed, and they have been put on the watch list, and their bank accounts and all, they're looking at freezing them. My point is that how this is going to be? When the whole world starts showing you the mirror, will you start to act? Can you not see it for yourself?
Okay,
what kind
now
of
I'll give you one-liner answers to all the debate that has taken place.
Yes.
Anand gave a very friendly suggestion that we should hand over Hafiz Saeed to India. Let me give him another suggestion. You solve Kashmir issue, all jihadi organizations
absolutely,
will
sir.
die.
Sir, Sir, we'll tell you something. You hand over Hafiz Saeed, that's the first step towards resolving town. No, you hand over Hafiz Saeed, sir, that's the first step towards normalcy. That's the first step towards resolving issues. That's the first step towards sitting across the dialogue table and talking about pending issues. Hand over Hafiz Saeed. Sir, he's a threat to your society. He's a threat to your society. We know how to bring him to justice. We'll do it in rapid time and then we'll take things forward. Let's move forward on this. And on that note, sir, on that note, till the time you hand him over to us, no matter what you say to the world, we will continue to call your bluff with due respect. We'll continue to say all you're doing is a charade, all you're doing is a sham. Include him under charge him under section 7 of your Anti-Terrorism Act. We will take you seriously. Charge him under section 7 of your Anti-Terrorism Act, sir. We will take you seriously. The world will take you seriously. Else, along with being a terror haven, you also end up being branded a terror funder. One more step closer to being called a terror state. To all my panelists, thank you very much for joining us on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight. Winding up on that note, thank you very much.